With Soup now done, I decided I wanted to try out the Shellbane Griffin boss next to see if I could spoon an early pet there, and maybe pick up an early unique while the items there are still worth something. Shellbane is a task-only boss, meaning that you can only kill the boss when you have a Slayer task. And as you may remember, I've actually completed all Slayer pets up until this point, getting all 7 well below the rate, which is actually pretty crazy I didn't go dry on a single one of them. Now out of the 19 pets I have left, 8 of them are pets that I am able to get tasks and grind passively through Slayer. So adding another Slayer pet could be a blessing in disguise to help me with some of the other 7 pets I still need outside of the Shellbane Griffin. I've done over 6,000 Kriara kills off task, so hey, I'll take all the help I can get at that boss to help speed up the grind there. So let's dust off the Slayer helmet and see if we can get lucky. This is the setup I'm going with. You do have to have your player weight be over 40 kilograms to avoid getting knocked back by the boss, which is why I'm using a normal black mask instead of a Slayer helm, and Torva plate legs instead of Oath plate legs to get me above that 40 kg threshold. If you've ever been on my bingo team, you know you gotta bring the Bracelets of Slaughter to extend the task as much as possible as well for these Slayer only boss grinds. Lastly, it is best to exit the cave and re-enter after every kill to speed up the boss's respawn timer, and that's even after they sped up the boss's respawn time by 6 seconds. I pulled a pretty early Bell's Folly at 56 kill count, which was nice to see. Sold that sucker for 3.3 mil, which is nothing to write home about, but hey man, I'll take an easy 3 miller where I can get one. It's those little things that keep the pet grinding fun. I did finish the task with a total of 236 done. No pet though, so we'll try and get another task here soon so that we can continue the grind. Checking in here with an update on KBD. We are now over 4,000 KC. Like Armadillo, most of my kills here have been off task, so it is nice to get a little bit of boosted kills per hour now that I'm back doing Slayer and getting Black Dragon tasks. Here's my setup that I'm rocking for this boss. Nothing too crazy, and yeah, I could go full DPS mode and bring out full Torva and all that, but I just don't feel the need to with how fast the kills are here regardless. No point in me risking a couple 100 mil running through the wildy to squeeze at a couple more kills per hour in my opinion. I'm still looking for the Visage, and of course still looking for the pet here as well. Nothing too exciting about this grind, but I'll do check-ins for this one here and there so that you guys can follow along with how dry I actually am along the way to all pets. Alright, let's talk DKs. These 3 pets have a 1 out of 5,000 drop rate that Jagex gave to the original bosses when pets were added to the game back in 2014. The standard these days for new pets added is a 1 in 3,000 drop rate, making these bosses potentially a much longer grind than your average boss pet these days. I've got 1 out of the 3 so far, snagging Prime insanely early at only 113 kill count back in 2021, it being my 13th pet at the time. The downside is that Prime is probably the worst pet to get first, because you can't kill Supreme, which is the green one that you melee, outside of Prime's range of vision. In other words, there's no way to solo only Supreme while ensuring that Prime can't see you as far as I'm aware. At the moment, when I do my DK trips, I am still killing all 3 of the bosses. When I'm down to only 1 left, I think I will probably start world hopping to try and speed up the kills per hour for the last one that I do have left at that time. Here's the setup that I'm currently rocking. This setup does allow me to complete a full task in 1 trip, but I do end up running out of super combat and ranging potions, which really isn't a big deal with max gear. Now you may be thinking, Gizzy, what's up with the amethyst arrows over dragon arrows? Don't you have like a 20 bill bank? First off, no, it's more than that. And 2, even with the amethyst arrows with the T-bow, you're still going to kill Prime quick enough that you're still going to be waiting around for the next DK to spawn anyways. So might as well save a bit of money, and you're still getting the same kills per hour. There's a safe spot for Rex over by the ladder that I like to use, so that I don't have to run all the way across to the other side of the lair. That way I can kill all 3 bosses in a relatively small area. For Prime, I just run up over to the north side of the lair, and there neither Supreme or Rex are able to attack me since I am out of their range of vision. These bosses are really great for hard clues, and I am currently doing every single one of them since they do have a 1 in 15 chance to give a master clue. These bosses also do give elite clues, but at a much worse rate. For the elite clues, I'm just turning those into Watson for a master to try and just continue chipping away at the block. Overall, the power creep the game has seen over the last decade, in addition to the shortcuts Jagex has added to make the trek to the boss lair quicker, has really made these pet grinds a lot more chill. I'm in no rush to knock these pets out, and the long-term plan is just to continue slowly working on the last 2 that I need when I get a Slayer task that sends me back there. The next boss task I got after DK's was a Greater Demon task, so let's head over to Zammy and chat about that grind. First off, the introduction of the Scorching Bow completely flipped Zammy on its head, changing it from one of the hardest bosses to solo to now one of the easiest. Zammy is another pet that has the 1 in 5,000 drop rate, so it's another long grind, but fortunately, Greater Demon tasks are not hard to come by, and you are able to kill Zammy for a Greater Demon task. I will say that it is sad to see the price of the Zammy Spear these days being where it is. I don't know why Jagex felt the need to make the thing best at Corp, instead of having the damage like the boss does for most other weapons. The thing is already best in like 20 other places, and Corp really was the only place where the Zammy Spear actually had a use, so Toa really just killed the weapon. Look what they did to my boy! Yes, the Zammy Spear still is needed for the Dragon Hunter Lance, but because the Hydra Claw is so much rarer than the Spear, the majority of the value there is held in the Claw versus the Spear. Anyways, here's the setup I use at Zammy. Lightbearer is a must to gain back full spec for the Scorching Bow special attack, which is what keeps Zammy frozen. After I kill Zammy, I heal up with Blood Barrage on the minions, juggle whatever food or pots I have on the floor, and the cycle continues. Since Zammy does drop super restores, you can bang out some pretty extended trips here. I do usually just bring 6 Divine Bastion potions and bank once they are gone. Current kill count at the boss is 3,747. I do enjoy grinding this boss, even though the GP isn't anywhere close to what it used to be. The Zammy pet is one of my favorites, so I am very much looking forward to adding this to my collection at some point in the future. I'm still fitting in some fishing here and there to try and scoop up the Heron pet. Last time I gave an update, we were just over 20,000 anglers. Today we are just shy of 38,000, so we are making some good progress here. I didn't mention this when I last spoke about the pet previously, but those flakes in the top right hand of my inventory are the spirit flakes that you get as a reward from Temporos. They give me a 50% chance to get double fish for every catch, which unfortunately doesn't increase the chance of a pet, but does make fishing anglers way more profitable. So don't forget about those when you guys are doing your own fishing, because I definitely did when I first started the fishing grind. If we divide my total anglers by 1.5, that's the true amount of rolls I have so far for this pet, so we are at about 25,300 rolls, with the pet rate being a 1 out of 76,299 at my current level, so likely still a long way to go before I get this one. Fishing has been giving me quite a few easy and medium clues, which I am doing for the shot in the dark chance to snag a master clue. I'm telling you, when you're a pet hunter, the game really does revolve around clue scrolls until you finally get that bloodhound. We've got a couple mediums here to open, so let's see what we can get. Oh! Let's go, dude! That's what we like to see, baby! Oh, man. First ever Ranger Boots. Fuck yeah, dude. First ever Ranger Boots on the account. Maybe now Ructions will finally put some respect on my name. Another great thing about being back on the Slayer grind are the Inferno tasks I'm able to pick up along the way. Completing the Inferno on task almost feels like you have a cheat code on, with how fast you melt the mobs. Now the thing is, I don't really have any plans to go for Grandmaster anytime soon, and maybe even ever. But that being said, if I do ever decide to go for it down the road, I'm going to be kicking myself for not having done the Inferno combat achievements while I had the chance to on task. So the plan here is to try and tackle those while on the way to the pet. I've got 4 tasks left, which you can see on the screen. The first one in my sights will be facing Jad head-on too. With the Noxious Halberd now in the game, this one was made insanely easier, and doesn't even feel like it really belongs in the Grandmaster tier at this point. I was able to one and done it in one attempt. Next up we have Nibbler Chaser, which is where you can't use any mage spells. This one I found pretty tricky, because you can't Blood Barrage your health back up the entire time. I found it pretty tricky to deal with the mini 3 blobs as well, since you can't protect against all of them at the same time. You can see in this run, I was struggling pretty hard with the Bruise, but what really got me is that the range blob was 1 tile farther than my T-bow range, and I got pulled out from the pillar. RIP me. What actually ended up working for me is bringing in a Lightbearer switch for more SGS specs to regain health. I was usually starting the wave with the Ring of Suffering, and then switching to the Lightbearer once I had the wave solved. That was able to do the trick for me.
Alright. Hell yeah.
We have 2 CAs left now. The plan is to knock out the Flora's Lava, and then hopefully get Wasn't Even Close passively with just a clean run down the road. This one had me slamming my desk. It's like every melee is a ticking time bomb waiting to happen. If you don't kill it quick enough and it digs, you lose. I figured it would be smart to bring a Justy switch so that I could just run out, have it melee me as needed so that its dig time gets extended. In this run, I feel like I played things pretty well, but when it came time to gun down the melee, my blowpipe just completely shit the bed. I was brewed down slightly at 95 range, but dude, I'm rocking max gear on a Slayer task. It shouldn't take 10 blowpipe shots to take this fucker down. It eventually digs and I get rattled. I miss the prayer on the Ranger and get KO'd in 1 shot. I definitely could have played it better looking back, but I also feel like I just got unlucky here. Oh wow, and while recording this, I see the Anguish in my inventory. So that's a mistake right there that could have made the difference. Let's see how I do in this next run. Alright, we're on wave 64, which is the final wave with a meleeer. It's also the hardest, since there's 2, in addition to both a ranger and a nature. If I'm able to get through this wave, I'm home free, and should have this CA in the bag. But I'll let this clip speak for itself.
No! No. Fuck. Damn it. Fuck!
You can actually pinpoint the second when his heart rips in half.
No!
Yeah, hope you got a good laugh out of that one. It was a god-awful spawn, but I played it terribly as well. Joe, who I consider our clan's Inferno guru, broke down the strat I should have done if you're curious. Here's the thing though, I actually made another completely unrelated mistake. I'll see if you can spot it in this clip here earlier in the run. If you didn't catch it, I don't blame you. It's a very subtle mistake. Look at my Slayer health. It's showing 206, which means I'm not on a Zuck task. If I was, there would be a number 1 there instead. I had stored my Zuck task the day before, but forgot to switch it in before I started my run. So I still have another shot to try and bang out this CA while on task. Let's take a look and see how wave 64 turned out on that next run. Literally a perfect spawn for this CA. I'm able to get both melees on me with only moving the 1 tile. That's the beauty of the Inferno right there. From there, I was able to finish the run cleanly and get the achievement for myself.
Alright. Beautiful.
Now at this point, I ended the recording to make sure I saved it for the video. But then I remembered, I've got a cape to gamble as well.
Oh my god, I wasn't even recording that! But I got the fucking pet, dude. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit.
Still pissed at myself for missing that initial reaction, but yeah, it turns out it was a blessing in disguise that I forgot to switch in the Inferno task for the previous run. If I was on task for the other run, I feel confident I still would have died because of just how brutal that wave 64 spawn was. And then I wouldn't have been able to send another run until I got my next task, who knows when. Funny how life works out that way. But yeah, thank you for watching. hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.